So talk me through your emotions in the house the past couple of weeks, especially your feelings that you've expressed that Jag, Matt, and Bowie Jane were isolating you.
Ooh, the past couple of weeks were really hard. One, you're tired. After a while, you're mentally drained, you're physically drained. And a lot of it is just because you're so tired of being tired, because as the crowd leaves, there's less and less people to talk to, less and less things to do. Um, and it just becomes exhausting. You don't realize how much energy you spend talking all day, strategizing all day. And so the last couple of weeks, you're like, can this just be over? You really want to just get to day 100. Um, I think you kind of get a sense of where you stand in the house too. And so at some points, you start feeling a little bit of isolation and you realize, things are going awry. Um, but all in all, nothing surprised me in the house. I have to say that nothing surprised me. You realize where people have stronger alliances, and you have to just live with that and hope that somehow maybe you can push through, maybe show them something that they haven't seen. Um, so the last couple of weeks were difficult, and I think just because again, the closer you get to the end, you want to just get to the end.
You and Suri connected from the very first night, and though you were tight personally, you did have your occasional lows, like when you found out that she attempted to get you evicted over Izzy, and when you spilled information that she had told you back to Matt and Jag. Talk to me about your relationship and how you view your dynamic over the season.
Well, me and Sari did connect on day one in the house. We sat there over in a corner and we started talking in the living room. And we actually made a final two on day one. She promised she would be loyal to me, and I promised I would be loyal to her. And where I messed up was telling Jared that I had a final two with her. And I think after that, she didn't trust me. And I guess because we were in a final four with the brown sugar babes, I thought they actually realized deep down that we probably already had a final two anyway, but that was my mistake. But I think before then, I didn't even realize it. Sari was also kind of undermining my game because I felt it. I'm not sure why that started, but we did still genuinely have a friendship that went outside of the game. And I could tell that that was real. So I had to really work hard to separate game and true human friendship. I do believe Sari is a wonderful person. And again, I do look forward to meeting her outside of the house and being friends with her outside of the house where we can just be completely ourselves without game strategy. Um, but yeah, it was a lot to maneuver because, like I said, I learned off and on throughout the game that she was feeding information that wasn't true with regards to me, and so that kind of was hurtful. But I realized that was her gameplay. And so I had to just not take it personal. And I would be down for a couple of days. I'd go silent for a couple of days, but I always came back in because I actually liked her as a person outside of the game.
Several times this season, you ended up revealing key pieces of information to other house guests. It even got to the point, for example, where you ended up telling Matt that Sari didn't want him and Jag in the final four just to try to get ahead of this loose lipped reputation. Talk about your strategy in being upfront with so much information and how much that positively or negatively affected your game.
I did reveal a lot of information that was provided to me by Sari and other people. And I usually only did it when I felt the need. So I would get a lot of information and I would hold on to it until I realized that I might be in trouble or somebody else that I thought I needed to protect was in trouble. Um, or when I thought somebody was trying to lie to me and play me, that's when I would let them know that I had heard other information. Did it possibly impact my game? Yes, it did. And I think sometimes it worked in a positive way and sometimes it worked in a negative way. For instance, when I let Jag know that he was the target in the house, Sari was the one that was really trying to push everybody to go after Jag. But at that point, Jag had become a good ally to me. And so I realized that if I fed him that information and he could trust that it was true, and it was, then I would gain a whole lot of leeway with him. And as we got closer to the end, I knew I needed Jag's protection because, again, I still knew game wise at some point, Sari was going to throw me under the bus. I just felt it. So I had to find somebody outside of Sari that I thought could help me get further in the game. And that became Jag.
Back during Corey's eviction, you were pitched on a plan to get Bowie Jane to vote with you and Sari to keep Corey and evict America. Why did you decide to decline that plan, and how do you look back on that decision considering everything that happened after it?
At one point, we were thinking keep Corey and get rid of America, but Corey did a lot. He played a great game. He manipulated a lot of people. He and America, they actually just told straight out lies. They made stuff up and fed information as truth to other people, and people believed a lot of it. And so I knew that Corey had finally, well, always knew, but realized that it was much smarter to get rid of Corey first because I knew that Corey had hands on everybody in the house. And even though America did a lot herself, America was an easier target to get out. Uh, Corey, I figured if we let that opportunity go, we may not get him again on the block. And so Corey had a stronger game than America. A lot of people respected Corey a little bit more than they respected America game wise. And so I knew in the end, let's just go with Corey. That's the smarter move. If we remove him, we remove all of America's power. And that's exactly what happened.
Finally, give me your rapid fire thoughts on each person in the final three, starting with Bowie Jane.
Mhm. Woo, Bowie Jane, Bowie Jane. Bowie Jane was sneaky. Um, she chased the power.
Jag.
Jag, Jag had charisma, and Jag was very strategic.
And finally, Matt.
Matty Ice was just Matty Ice. He was the all American guy that everybody loved.